When Diddy went live on Instagram back in 2020 and introduced a young white girl as his newly adopted daughter, the moment caught many by surprise. The girl, likely no older than 11 or 12, seemed visibly uncomfortable as Diddy encouraged her to say the new name he had chosen for her. At face value, it appeared like a heartwarming, generous act from a powerful black mogul during a time of global uncertainty, as the pandemic forced people into isolation and introspection. Fans quickly shared the live stream, sending love and support, interpreting the moment as a symbol of kindness, family, and hope.
I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell me.
Decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his video.
But there was an underlying sense that didn't sit well with viewers. Something about the girl's body language, the abruptness of the announcement, and the overall vibe felt forced and unnatural. It was the kind of moment where the optics seemed carefully crafted to project a message, rather than a spontaneous expression of love. Over time, as more pieces fell into place, that live stream began to feel less like a touching family moment and more like a performance masking something much darker. Fast forward to the present day, and Ava Baron Combs has almost entirely vanished from public view. After her initial introduction, there were no typical signs of family life shared by Diddy. No birthday posts, no holiday photos, no casual glimpses of everyday interactions that fans had come to expect from his social media. What's even stranger is that Ava was only ever seen alongside Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, and never with his daughters, which sparked a wave of questions. The limited footage and photos showed a nervous girl, hesitant and withdrawn, which added to the sense that her presence was anything but natural. Instead of the warmth and openness fans might expect from a family, the appearances seemed calculated, staged even. This selective visibility and the almost total erasure from public life triggered speculation and concern. Was Ava truly a beloved daughter, or was she a symbol being manipulated for a specific purpose? The silence surrounding her raised alarms. Something didn't add up, and people began whispering about hidden secrets lurking beneath the surface. The story took a shocking turn when actor Terrence, during a recent court hearing, dropped a cryptic hint that sent shockwaves through social media and entertainment circles. While the hearing officially concerned unrelated allegations about Diddy's conduct in Hollywood, Terrence's words seemed to allude to Ava's situation. He spoke about disturbing experiences involving Diddy, mentioning uncomfortable encounters and odd behaviors that suggested a pattern of abuse and exploitation. The internet rapidly connected the dots, speculating that Ava might be more than just a private adopted daughter. She could be entwined in a much darker narrative. Following Terrence's testimony, rumors swirled that federal investigations into Diddy's alleged misconduct were intensifying, with Ava's disappearance being a key, unresolved question. What once seemed like an awkward social media moment suddenly appeared to be the first glimpse of a much deeper and more sinister story that had been quietly unfolding behind closed doors. Terrence Howard's testimony went beyond vague insinuations, providing unnerving details about his experiences with Diddy. He described being invited over under the pretense of acting coaching, only to be subjected to awkward, uncomfortable sessions where Diddy would stare at him in unsettling ways.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at it. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
The meetings were not what they seemed, and Terrence's assistant reportedly warned him that Diddy's intentions might be predatory. After cutting off communication, Terrence revealed feelings of violation and confusion, indicating the situation had deeply affected him. His words provided a rare glimpse into what many suspected was a troubling pattern of behavior. Fans and insiders began to speculate that Ava might have been trapped in a similar exploitative environment.
That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you notice to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
Used and controlled in ways that few would dare to speak about publicly. This testimony was a chilling piece of a puzzle that, when assembled, suggested something very wrong beneath the surface of Diddy's public persona. The controversy escalated dramatically when Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, came forward with explosive insider information. Gene claimed that the live stream introducing Ava was less a genuine family announcement and more a deliberate PR move, designed to rehabilitate Diddy's image during a difficult period. According to Gene, Ava was paraded on social media like a trophy to distract from other issues, only to be erased completely once the public's attention shifted elsewhere. Gene alleged that no genuine family bond existed and that Ava's presence was carefully controlled to maintain a particular narrative. Furthermore, he suggested that authorities had seized electronic devices in ongoing investigations, hinting that damning evidence might exist in private footage or communications. This testimony painted the adoption and subsequent disappearance of Ava as part of a sinister cover-up, raising serious questions about what had really happened and why Ava was hidden away from the public eye. Ava's total erasure from Diddy's otherwise very public life is especially suspicious given the usual openness he shows online. Diddy is known for sharing almost every aspect of his life on social media, from extravagant parties and luxury vacations to intimate moments with his children and close friends. Yet, after that brief Instagram live stream, Ava vanished completely. No birthday shoutouts, no tagged photos, no school events, nothing. The silence was deafening and prompted fans and commentators to scrutinize every available piece of footage or image for clues. Many speculated that the erasure was intentional, designed to make her disappear from public view without explanation. Theories abounded. Was Ava removed for her own safety? Was she a victim of something worse? Or was she being concealed as part of a larger, more troubling secret? This absence created a vacuum filled by rumors, conspiracy theories, and increasing calls for answers from those watching closely. Simultaneously, the Combs family faced a cascade of serious legal challenges. Justin Combs, Diddy's son, was accused of involvement in trafficking-related activities, while Christian Combs was embroiled in a sexual assault lawsuit. These new allegations were fresh and detailed, not merely recycled tabloid gossip, and they intensified scrutiny on the family's private life. Fans noted that Ava was only ever seen with these two sons, further fueling speculation that she may have been caught in the middle of this troubling environment. The timing and overlap of these lawsuits with Ava's disappearance suggested a connection, a disturbing web of allegations hinting at exploitation and abuse. The legal battles surrounding the Combs family seemed to open a window into a shadowy world that very few outside the inner circle had glimpsed, with Ava at the center of the unfolding storm. Gene Deal's revelations added another layer to this dark narrative. He claimed that Diddy's alleged abusive patterns were learned from his own past experiences, essentially repeating cycles of exploitation he had witnessed or endured. Gene's blunt statement, "He started doing to others what was done to him," implied a generational pattern of abuse and manipulation. This perspective casts Ava's adoption not as an act of love or rescue, but as a calculated move to control and exploit. Diddy's offhand comparison of his adoption to Madonna's controversial child adoptions, cases that have long been criticized for similar exploitation concerns, only added fuel to the fire. The parallels sparked conversations about how children of color or from vulnerable backgrounds are sometimes used as pawns in a larger game of power, fame, and control, masked by glossy headlines and social media campaigns. The timing of Ava's sudden appearance and disappearance feels especially strategic. She emerged during the height of the pandemic, a time when the world was desperate for uplifting stories, and right when Diddy's public image needed a reboot after previous controversies. Then, as lawsuits and investigations began to mount, Ava was quietly erased from public consciousness. These developments suggest the introduction of Ava was less about family and more about crafting a narrative to distract or manipulate public opinion. Meanwhile, the increasing number of legal claims, from trafficking to abuse, added weight and urgency to the investigations. Ava Baron Combs, once a fleeting figure in a live stream, has become a symbol of the concealed tragedies and cover-ups that lurk beneath Hollywood's glamorous surface. The big question remains: what truly happened to her after that live stream moment? The legal landscape grew even more complex when Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, filed a lawsuit alleging her own horrifying experiences involving control, surveillance, and silencing. Cassie's testimony detailed feeling trapped in an environment where freedom was restricted and fear was constant. Investigators have speculated that Ava may have been subjected to similar conditions, trapped in a system designed to control and exploit. Cassie's allegations gave a human face to the rumors and underscored the possibility of a broader pattern of abuse involving multiple people connected to Diddy. This case shocked many and intensified calls for transparency and justice, shedding light on the dark realities that can lie behind celebrity facades. Adding fuel to the fire, rapper 50 Cent, long known for his public feud with Diddy, hinted at explosive revelations in an upcoming documentary titled "Did He Do It?" The title alone sparked intense speculation, with many interpreting it as a direct reference to the growing scandal. 50 Cent cryptically claimed that they can't charge him for what we saw, but we can't unsee it, implying he had access to evidence or testimonies that might corroborate the allegations. His teasing generated a frenzy on social media, and among fans eager to see what the documentary would reveal. If 50 Cent's claims hold true, this project could blow open the lid on secrets that have long been buried, reshaping public perception and possibly influencing ongoing investigations. Rumors now suggest that Ava Baron Combs is no longer missing from the narrative. She is reportedly cooperating with federal investigators. If this is accurate, Ava's testimony could be pivotal in connecting scattered allegations, lawsuits, and secret probes into a cohesive case. As someone who may have lived through the troubling environment firsthand, her voice could provide crucial insights into what really transpired. This cooperation could mark the turning point for law enforcement to finally take decisive action against those responsible. For the public, Ava's emergence as a witness could bring long-awaited clarity to a story that has remained frustratingly shrouded in mystery, offering hope that justice might finally be within reach. Diddy's silence and erratic public relations responses begin to make more sense against this backdrop. Once an untouchable titan in music, fashion, and media, he now faces a crumbling empire and mounting legal woes. The combination of missing public appearances by Ava, serious allegations against his sons, and growing investigations paints a picture of a man whose carefully curated image is unraveling. Industry insiders suggest that the Combs family's empire could face profound repercussions if these cases progress. Sponsorships, endorsements, and media partnerships are reportedly reconsidering their associations, wary of reputational damage. The fallout from this scandal could be immense, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and the heavy cost of silence. In conclusion, what began as an innocent-seeming social media moment, Diddy introducing Ava Baron Combs as his adopted daughter, has evolved into a deeply disturbing and complex saga. It involves allegations of abuse, exploitation, disappearances, and a tangled web of legal battles that threaten to expose Hollywood's darkest secrets. The public is left grappling with a difficult question: how much of what we see in celebrity lives is real? And how much is carefully constructed illusion designed to hide unspeakable truths? As Ava's story slowly comes to light, it forces us to confront uncomfortable realities about power, control, and the vulnerability of those caught in the middle. This is a story still unfolding, one that demands attention, empathy, and a relentless pursuit of truth.